you know. And then he turned into a robot, man. He literally, like, you have to watch it. It's so bizarre, man. Like, it's so bizarre that only a child would really get it. Like, as a child, I could see why I watched it just over and over and over.
Yeah,
but
that was a video game too.
Yeah.
I heard about the video game.
Yeah, you punch people. You do dance moves, and people die.
You could be like four different Michael Jacksons. I remember that game. I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah. But on to the next. If you haven't checked out Moonwalker, I highly recommend it. It goes in the art catalog for me. Definitely in experimental filmmaking, but if there was anybody who could have swung, and I don't even think he missed. It said he made money. I think it made 22 million.
Yeah,
made money. And I don't think it was released in theater either, which, well, I could check on that either way. But the next topic I wanted to bring up, I don't know if anybody has seen the new Lil Nas X music video.
I went and watched it after you mentioned it. Yeah.
So the song of this music video is called Montero, and essentially it's been getting a lot of hype from the media and a lot of religious people because of the satanic imagery and I guess some of the other what they would call blasphemous themes that are going on. In my opinion, without having to show the video here and all that, spoiler alert if you haven't. Long story short, Lil Nas X in the video, he's a little kid. A snake seduces him. I guess it turns him dark or kills him. He goes into a magical place in the sky, which I guess is representing of heaven. But they have him chained up, locked down. He's clearly in bondage. It's a beautiful place, but he's clearly not enjoying it. The person who leads this place tells him he's not shit and casts him out and basically casts him to hell. He decides to take the long stripper pole and dance all the way down to hell, in which he arrives in hell and sees the devil sitting on a chair looking like he's deep in thought. And then he goes and he twerks and has a lap dance on the devil right before he snaps his neck. Now, again, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. When I remember when it first came across my YouTube, the first image you see is Lil Nas X. I'm assuming sliding down a pole. And I'll try to let me see if there's an image. I'll show some of the images so that people can get an idea that I'm not just crazy when I'm talking about this. But so that's the devil looking like person. That's him giving a lap dance to the devil.
And Lil Nas X plays everybody in this video, right?
He's a young Eddie Murphy.
All the characters.
Yeah, he's a young Eddie Murphy. So this the snake seducing him, and yeah, it was interesting. So where am I going with this? Well, the image popped up on my YouTube, and it was real late, and depending on my mood or the hour, I don't like to take in too many dark themed material, just depending on my spirit. If my spirit is not open, like in a positive mood. I don't want to watch something that takes me in a rabbit hole and makes me think about some evil stuff. So I didn't watch it originally. My kid I'm friends with and a mentor, he told me, "Hey, Mr. John, you should actually watch it." I'm not gonna tell you why. Just watch it. I want to hear your opinion. And after I watched it as an artist, I was actually admired that I admired the actual story of the music video. So there was a beginning, middle, and end. I admired the kid's ability to risk. That's not an idea that people are going to really accept. They're going to either love it or hate it. And I love those types of ideas from an artist, right? It's either you're going to really, really mess with me or you're going to be like, don't ever talk to me about that kid again. And so I like that. But third, I heard a lot of people's feedback on it and their critique. And the only one to me that holds any weight is not his fault at all. And that's like, what do you do when the children see this video? I don't think that's a Lil Nas X problem. I think it's more or less it's like a structure problem. Like how do you keep a kid from getting anything on the internet any day? You know what I mean? So I wasn't too held up about that, but it did send a lot of shockwaves through the Christian community. It definitely, in my opinion, if I could guess what I think he was trying to say, he was trying to share his I guess his subconscious journey from going from accepting his sexuality, right? And how the world and how people and all these different influences that can pull you away from what it is that you're trying to do. But I sent it to you guys because one, it was a heavy piece of content for me. It was like, this is a visceral video. It ain't Michael Jackson turned into a robot, but it gives you the same vibe as this is a creator who's trying to experiment, who's trying to show a piece of them, and they probably don't care how people feel. So it's kind of like have a reaction to it, right? It was absolutely, I'm trying to get a reaction out of this. But I want to hear you guys' story, Antoine, because Antoine's seen it, and anybody else has seen it. I want to hear y'all opinion.
Sure. So, I think the song is somewhat catchy. I'm not necessarily a Lil Nas X fan. Song's not too bad as songs go, but I think the video, first I was like, it's an experience. I'll tell you that. It is, like you said, it's a heavy piece of content. He plays all the characters, and he goes in on all of these characters. Like he doesn't dial it in. He's really playing his part on this, so I'll give props for that.
Yeah.
It's a very classic tale of Garden of Eden and I guess descending from heaven into hell. And as far as the message in it, I was a little confused. I was like, I'm not sure what this video is about. The imagery is intense, but I'm not sure what the video is about. I went and listened to the song independent of the video, and then it made more sense. So I was like, oh, if you listen to like the lyrics of the song, it's more about like him being infatuated with someone who is has a lot of vices and essentially doesn't care about all that. He wants to be a part of all that. So I think once you get that message, it's like, oh, I get it. That's why it's the Garden of Eden thing with the snake and the devil. Like, okay. I do think it's a risky video, but I don't think it's too appalling. I wasn't too like, oh my god, I can't believe he did this sort of thing. Like it's I feel like there's worse stuff out there. I've seen racier videos.
Yeah.
I like that he was ready for the hate. That's what I appreciate the most. He was ready for the fight. He knew. And this kid on Twitter is just he is a true demon. That kid is just he don't care, man. He just cutting them. He just like if there was like a military force for just cutting people on the internet, he'd be like, top. I don't know what
if you see part of it. I don't watch him on Twitter.
So there was one I saw that I had to give him the badge. You can't tell us nothing badge. But long story short, Lil Nas X can get the badge for me because he was getting pushback from people saying that I can't believe you would make this content. What you got to think about the children. And this dude's response was, well, you do realize I talked about lean and adultery and Old Town Road, right? Like, I was like, touche. What do y'all say about that? Right? What do you say about that?
Yeah.
Because and my reasoning for me saying I support him is because I remember listening to a Kids Bop, because of course I got children. I don't listen to it all the time, but two songs that were on Kids Bop album that just blew my mind. One was Old Town Road, and they switched the lean words and all those different words to children's words, which we'll talk about that on another pod. And the other one was the Lizzo. What was that song with Lizzo? That it was the one where she's like, it was one song where it's like it was the song she's performing. You hear it in Lizzo's voice, you feel the emotion from Lizzo, you feel the energy, and you're like, man, like that's one of her biggest songs. Where they had it on the Kids Bop, and they had a young girl trying to maneuver through a lot of the, you know, nuances of the song that all adults hear. And I remember thinking, why don't some songs just don't need to be like Do Me Baby, right? Like, would you feel comfortable listening to Do Me Baby on Kids Bop, right? Prince was not making that song to be redone and edited, right? He's making it because the emotion and the theme are very heavy. And I don't want to hear no kid remixing and putting, you know, School Me Baby or whatever.
We cut the Prince in the studio. Hey Prince. Hey Prince.
Yes.
Yeah, listen, hey, we are so glad that you decided to, you know, do the Eddie Murphy thing and jump into the whole kiddie pool thing, making kids music, but it's just ABCs, okay? We just need you to sing the ABC song. You don't have to add any extra imagery. I mean, you know, the first one, we were kind of, you know, we gave you a little license with the Itsy Bitsy Spider, but this one is just the pure ABCs, okay? So no imagery of what you want the alphabet to do, nothing about B taking their clothes off, just ABCs, okay? Just keep it simple. All right, I'm gonna step back out. I'll let you think about it.
Well, before you leave, I wanted to share my opinion. And
oh boy,
I mean, I thought my name was Prince.
Mm-hmm. It is. We're so lucky to have you. We understand what your music is. We get that, but we just thought when you agreed to do it, you knew it was a children's record. Mommy help me sing my ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and other children's songs. We knew that we figured you knew when you signed on that we're just going to be making children's music for kids to sing in the daycares and little nursery rhymes. That's it, Prince.
How do you think children got here?
Okay, see, that was the problem. That was the problem that we had with the first song. Okay, all you had to do was just sing the nursery rhyme, The Little Old Lady Who Lives in the Shoe. You went too far with that one. All right. She had so many kids. We all know that. We didn't need to know how or why. Come on, Prince.
I think everybody that listens to music listens to it differently. And I want to change the habit of old nursery rhymes and give them a little soul or even skin.
Can you just try? Can you just try to sing the ABC song one time, please? Let's just do a quick run in here. Let's just see how that goes. Okay, I'm gonna step out. Just try it out.
All right, turn my headphones up.
Okay. There, Prince, go ahead.
There once was an A who wanted to be a C, but he needed a D in his life. Oh. Big D. I said a big D.
We cut to the principal's office. All right, Prince. I've been getting reports that you've been taking the students through their alphabet a little bit in a risque fashion. Again, we all gave up our special powers to teach the word here. So, Prince, if you could just please stick to the books that we provide and the Word of God, and just leave your what you were doing before in the past. Can you promise me that, Prince?
You mean making masterful music in the past?
Exactly. You had very special powers in the past to make masterful music, but those powers came from Satan, obviously, because they were so good. So If we can just stick to the word for the children, I think that would be great.
How did the children get here?
Oh,
I mean, that's such an important part of life. Because you wanted. God took my powers. I can't sing anymore.
you shouldn't. You gave it up. You took a vow. You took a vow, Prince. Okay?
Can I speak to Brother Pat?
Sure. I think he's shining his belt in his office. Cut the brother Pat's off. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I was about to say, we cut to the janitor's closet. Say, man, is your music singing, Amici? You getting any? Is your music singing? You hearing any songs, anything?
No, it's a little weird. I'm not sure what I'm hearing. What are you hearing?
Yeah, it's something about needed a D. It needed a D. It's just been stuck in my head.
Oh yeah. Now you say that. What?
I know. Yeah, this mop water is different today.
Yeah. A wants to be a C.
A wants to be exactly. I don't know what's going
Suddenly
on.
the door gets kicked in. Freeze, police! Step away from that bucket.
What? It's just a bucket. What are you
Don't kick it up. He kicks it over. Spreads all around, goes down the drain. No! And scene. And that is Can't Tell Us Nothing show. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. Shout out to Kelly, Christine.
Faye. Oh,
Christy Faye in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us. Mike Jones.
Yeah, thank you all for hanging in there too. We had through our technical difficulties with our guests. Talked to him. We're gonna reschedule it. But yeah, we're gonna keep it rocking, and we had some fun today. The Michael Jackson, the Mitchell Jackson, Mitchell Jackson villain was awesome.
Yeah, and we should get a Moonwalker episode. I think we should. We'll all watch it and we'll talk about it. But DJ Comfy, please cue up that music and let's take this thing on out. Again, we're the Can't Tell Us Nothing show. You can find us online at CTUNImprov. Just Google that thing. You find it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, CTUNImprov.com. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Mockingbird. But yeah, check us out. For John, for Candy, for Amici, for myself, Antoine, Can't Tell Us Nothing show. Hello, YouTube. Goodbye, Facebook. Tune in every Tuesday at 8:50. We are out.